Hey guys, Noah Best Drummer here. This is I'm losing count. This is episode 14, part 14 of my Contempt of Court Let's Play. So, we're going to be defending Maris Rubin right now. Let's go. Are you sure no more of your memories come back since yesterday? How many times do I have to repeat myself, Mr. Wright? Nothing has come back to me yet. There's no need to get so worked up. I'm only trying to help you. You're right. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. It's just my nerves. Call me pessimistic, but I just don't have a good feeling about this about how this whole thing will end. Fuck, I can't speak. What can I say to that? Miss Rubin, I'm not a miracle worker. I can't promise that this case will have a happy ending for you, but I trust you. I will do everything I can to find out the truth. And I hope that the truth will prove your innocence. It's just, even I don't know if I'm innocent or not. Now I really don't know what to say. Court will commence in 3 minutes. The poor woman. She thinks nobody is on her side. Nobody believes her story of seeing the ghost commit the murder. As ridiculous as it sounds, I've seen Maya and Pearl's channel spirits from the dead before. But now a real ghost, I suddenly feel less inclined to believe they exist. Hope she's telling the truth. Court is now in session for the trial of Maris Rubin. The defense is ready, Your Honor. As am I, Judge. Very good. Your opening statement. Decisive evidence. What else could possibly be required? Okay, Mr. Von Karma. How about a witness? Besides that, there was nobody who witnessed the crime directly as it happened inside somebody's hotel room. But there was somebody who saw the defendant entering the victim's room. I see. But first, the lead detective will be called in to explain all of this. Snow. Name and occupation, please. Arthur. And no sarcasm. Oh, fuck you, mate. Looks like they're really starting to get on each other's nerves. All but Snow, homicide detective. Can't let me have any fun, can you? Before you go into details about the crime scene, I'd like you to describe the defendant's arrest. It's quite an interesting one, Your Honor. Oh, then proceed by all means. Snow. Fine. The defendant was arrested in quite an unusual way. The chief found her unconscious on the steps of the police station. This note was found on her too. After reading it, we had no choice but to place her in custody. Interesting. Mr. Wright, are you ready for the cross-examination? Yes, Your Honor. That was a very short testimony. How exactly was it unusual? Oh, come on, mate. You don't find that the least bit out of the ordinary? Suppose that was a stupid question. You mean she was just lying there? What do you think it means when I say she's unconscious? I meant, who would do such a thing as to leave somebody out in the open like that? Ha, a concerned citizen, that's how. A concerned citizen? Yeah, you see. That's the note Detective Snow showed me yesterday. Do you have any idea who wrote that note? Well, here's the thing. We did a handwriting analysis on the note, but we couldn't find a match. Huh? What do you mean? I mean there's no record of this kind of handwriting in the database. In short, we can't identify the writer of this note. I'm willing to bet that Terry Grayson wrote that note. Hold on. Why would you trust an anonymous note? If you've no idea who sent it, how can you at all be sure that my client is guilty? 3 reasons. 1, the chief discovered the defendant and told us to do what the note said. 2, nobody questions the chief. Nobody. And 3, the crime scene. Is the defense trying to dismiss the note as unimportant? No, it just isn't reliable evidence. True, its sender is anonymous and we have every right to be suspicious. But look at what happened when the police did carry out the note's instructions. They found the crime scene overflowing with evidence. Order, order, order. And the defendant's presence at the crime was definitely proven? Why don't you ask Snow? He's about to give us a testimony on what he found. Very well, Detective Snow, if you would be so kind. Suppose I could. We got to the crime scene around 2 a.m., roughly an hour after the murder occurred. The victim was face up on the floor. He'd been shot in the head. The defendant served him a cup of coffee beforehand. Her fingerprints are on it. The gun was found 10 feet away from the body and had one empty chamber. And since the defendant was the only other person in the room at the time, well, you fill in the blanks. And where did this incident happen, Detective? At the Maplethorpe Hotel, Your Honor. It's about 2 hours away from the city by car. Oh, I see. That would explain why it took the police so long to arrive, yes? Yes, Your Honor. Wow, I could literally see how hard Snow was trying not to be sarcastic. And I have a photo of the room for proof. The court accepts this into evidence. Mr. Wright, you may begin the cross-examination. So, the thing is, with roughly an hour, it says 2 hours by car. Okay. Her fingerprints are on it, but what about the gloves? I don't have the gloves as evidence, unfortunately, but... Hold on. Does her profile say anything about that? Strives to deliver good service. No, it doesn't. Okay. Well, then I'm just going to start pressing from the beginning. It really took you that long to reach the hotel? And once again, Mr. Wrong already resorts to grasping at straws. This is a pointless question, and you know it. Or do you? I was only asking, jeez. Snow, carrying on with your testimony. Tell us about the victim. In the head? Yeah, head. That's the thing on your shoulders what holds your brain like. That's not what I meant. I'm asking you to confirm that the victim was really shot there. Well, he was. Look at the autopsy report. It's all there. Can I carry on now? Thank you very much. Why didn't the victim just take the coffee? Did Miss Rubin have to enter the room? I know, it's pretty weird if you ask me. The victim could have just taken the coffee. But that doesn't change the facts, does it? That's what happened. That's how it went down. Who did the gun belong to? We could only find the victim's fingerprints on it. So assuming it was his, the victim brought a gun? Why would the victim have brought a gun to the hotel? In the guest register, he put his profession as businessman. So, I don't know, maybe he's just a very careful businessman? He's a mob boss. Yeah, that sounded better in my head, actually. Anyway, back to this gun. It had one empty chamber, you say? Yeah, as if it had already been loaded and fully loaded and fired once. And who else could have done it but the defendant? Hold on a second. Miss Rubin's fingerprints aren't even on that gun. How can you say for sure that she even touched it? Are you forgetting already, Mr. Almost Right? She was wearing a pair of black gloves. It's still entirely possible. Indeed, this issue does need addressing. Any objections on adding this statement to the testimony? None whatsoever, Your Honor. Very well, Detective Snow. Aha. But why would her fingerprints be on the coffee? Objection! Detective Snow, you say the defendant was definitely wearing gloves. Are you trying to trip me up? Come on, even you knew that she was wearing the gloves. So you're definitely sure of that. Good! Then how do you explain this? The coffee cup? What are you waving that in my face for? The defendant's fingerprints are on this cup, yes. How could that have happened if she was wearing gloves? See? You can't say for sure that she even touched the gun. Not so fast. Remember my witness? He saw the maid enter the room wearing the gloves. Pretty damn suspicious if you ask me. Huh? She was seen wearing them? Indeed, that doesn't sound like a very normal thing for a maid to be doing. Unless she was planning to kill the victim. No way. Order! Order! I have to agree with you, Mr. Brisbane. The defendant must have had a very suggestive reason for wearing gloves like that. In a hotel of all places. You can't just jump to that kind of conclusion about her gloves. Oh, well, gee, I'm sorry, but then what is she doing in the defendant's chair? If you think you're so smart, let's hear it. What was her reason for wearing those gloves, then? Yeah. Brisbane, you may be unaware of the circumstances surrounding Miss Rubin. Why would I even care? She's very self-conscious and never likes to make mistakes. Which is why, when she cut her hand on the broken handrail of the stairs... Hold on. What broken handrail? What cut? She used the stairs to deliver the victim's coffee, but she cut herself on the rail. That was why she then put on the gloves, to hide her wound from the victim. Oh yeah? Well, there's something you need to clarify that with. Like, oh, I don't know, the gloves? Huh? Oh yeah, I sort of forgot about these. Are those... Yeah, sorry, I forgot to present them earlier. How could you have forgotten about such a crucial piece of evidence? I just did, okay? I said sorry. Well, in any case, the court accepts these gloves into evidence. Doesn't prove that the defendant injures herself, though, does it? Would you like to see for yourself, Brisbane? So, this wound, where is it? What? And if you'd care to examine the inside of the right glove, you'll find traces of the defendant's blood. Why was I not informed about any of this, Snow? What have I just been saying? You're useless, you know that. Hold on. You, Harry, was it? No, still Phoenix. So, what if the maid injured herself and put on those gloves to hide it? Still doesn't excuse the empty revolver chamber, does it? Yes, it doesn't change the fact that the gun was fired. And if she was the only other person in that room... Detective, would you add this to your testimony? Sure. Maybe the gun was fired but didn't strike the victim? Come on, mate, even I'm not lazy enough to come up with an excuse like that. And I've hit a new low. That's a pretty accurate description of the crime scene. And Maris's fingerprints on the coffee cup certainly prove she was there. Since that cup is the most incriminating piece of evidence, it might be worth focusing on the other items in the room for now. Okay. Well... Examine the gloves, then. I can't even examine them. Okay. Nothing here. What about this? Okay. I can't even look at that either. Okay, well... In the head? Oh, wait, no, I already pressed this. I forgot. Maybe I have dementia. Did I already press this? That cup is the most incriminating piece of evidence. It might be worth focusing on the other items in the room for now. Okay. Is that the last part? Did I press this yet? Who did the gun belong to? Oh, wait, no. I already know. But she wore gloves. Did I press that? I can't remember. Let me press it again. That's not solid enough proof. That's it? That's your argument against this statement? It was proven that she was the only other person in the room. Who else could it have been? And I'm sure Snow is about to confirm this. What if there was a ghost? Could it not have been possible for the killer to escape through the window? Nope, the windows were bolted shut. Something the killer couldn't have done from the outside. There were no other exits from the room. And that would mean Maris really was the only other person in the room? Well... Okay, so apparently it's a profile. It is Stan Niff. And I have no idea why. But we're gonna find out. Objection! I've just had a thought about the gun, Your Honor. A thought, you say? Would you care to enlighten us, Mr. Wright? Very well, this is still just a theory, though. A game theory. Detective Snow, you confirm that there is no trace of the defendant's identity on this gun, yes? I do indeed confirm that there is no trace of the defendant's identity on that gun, yes. Good, because if my theory is correct... Will you stop rambling and spit it out already? Very well. Since there is no evidence that Miss Rubin even touched that gun, I'm willing to bet that there was a different reason for the gun to have been fired. Don't be ridiculous. What other reasons could there have been? Suicide. Okay, I'm sorry, but what? I actually agree with Brisbane on this one. How I'm sorry. How? I mean, I get where they're coming from, but there's nothing there was nothing that suggested that possible. Okay, whatever. You think the victim killed himself? You better have some evidence to back that up, Mr. Wrong. Wait. Well, the gun is 10 feet away from him. That makes no sense. I would say the bag, it's empty. Maybe? And this explains it how? You know. No, I don't know. I concur. Please elaborate on your point, Mr. Wright. Take it away, Judge. I shall indeed take it away. Wait, let me try again. The defense still stands with its theory of the victim's suicide. You think the victim killed himself? You better have some evidence to back that up, Mr. Wrong. Vertical trajectory, direction unknown. The case just started and I'm already on 2 health left. God, this is annoying. Well, I'm gonna save. I'm gonna try the crime scene photo this time. Alright, that was not it. So, the autopsy report? If you care to take a look at the autopsy report, it says that the bullet entered the victim's head on a vertical trajectory, therefore entering from underneath the chin and exiting through the top of the head. But how do you know that? How would you have deduced that? You didn't see the body. Okay. Well, why yes, a vertical trajectory would certainly suggest that the victim shot himself. And then we have the matter of the gun. True, the defendant was wearing gloves, but we can't be sure she even touched the weapon. I think it's safer to assume that only the victim handled it. And if you put these two facts together, the only answer is that Mr. Niff shot himself. Even I'm confused on this one. I don't know what's happening. Is that the best you can do, Mr. Wrong? What? Let's go back and do bullet points on what's wrong with your theory, shall we? First of all, the fact that the defendant wore gloves doesn't dismiss the possibility that she touched the gun. The possibility is still there and needs to be proven with evidence. Secondly, why would the victim have killed himself after ordering coffee? It does sound very strange. Doesn't it just? And thirdly, show him the photograph, Snow. What, you mean this? The crime scene photograph? What about it? Take a look for yourself. Doesn't anything strike you as odd considering what you've just said? Maybe, perhaps, the location of the gun? I literally just said that the gun being away from him proves that it wasn't suicide, but I guess it wanted me to suggest the possibility, but that's so fucking stupid. Okay, the location of the gun? How is that? Ah. Yes, the gun was found 10 feet away from the body. An impossible feat if the victim had shot himself, as he would have dropped the gun as he fell, therefore proving he didn't commit suicide. Arg. Order! Order, I say! It would indeed seem that the victim couldn't possibly have killed himself if the gun wasn't found close to his body. It appears that Miss Rubin is still under suspicion as the woman. Damn, thought I was onto something. But what other reason could there have been for the bullet to enter the victim vertically? Calm down, Judge. I'm not done ripping apart the defense's theory yet. Oh, please. There's hardly anything left to rip apart. The bullet didn't enter at point-blank range. There would have been gunpowder burn around the point of entry, so the victim was shot from a distance. And where was the bullet from the gun found, Mr. Brisbane? We couldn't find the bullet. Huh? The bullet was missing? No bullet? No. There was no sign of it anywhere in the room. That's very strange. Where could it have gone? Have you tried looking inside the victim? The bullet exited through the top of his head, you idiot. Okay, just a suggestion. Detective Snow, any comments? Well, I also have a reason to discredit the defense's suicide theory. Talk about kicking a guy when he's down. We thought there may have been a struggle. A struggle? Would you care to elaborate more on this? There must have been a struggle before the victim was shot. How do I know? The coat stand had fallen over. The maid and the victim must have struggled with the gun knocking the stand over. She then wrestled it off him and, well, you know. So this coat stand, was there anything on it? A coat, perhaps? We found it bare, Your Honor. Nothing was on it. I see. I need to look into this coat stand a bit more, as well as why it was found on the floor. Then let's do that. Possibly knocked over, and it doesn't say anything. Okay, I can't even examine it. Nice! Jesus Christ, I have such little health. How do you jump to that conclusion? You're not a patient guy, are you? I was just about to explain. The coat stand I saw behind the bed? No, the coat stand that has absolutely nothing to do with this case. Of course I mean the stand behind the bed. Ah, go figure. You think that was the only reason? You saw it too, didn't you? You think it was knocked over too? The thought might have crossed my mind. There you go then. And what other reason could there have been? Anyway, so yeah, the victim and the maid were probably fighting with the gun. Are you saying the victim was holding the gun to begin with? Hi, that's not a bad theory. What if the victim did have the gun in his hands at the time? Snow, why are you agreeing with him? Mr. Wrong, I don't have to point out how preposterous that statement is. Why would the victim have been holding the gun? That's a good question. Wait a minute. Did he originally intend to shoot Maris? I have a suggestion, Brisbane. What if Miss Rubin was originally the intended victim? You mean the victim tried to kill the defendant? It's just a theory for now, a game theory, Your Honor, but it's a possible explanation. Is it just me, or have you been coming up with a lot of so-called theories lately? When are we gonna see some proof for once? I agree, Mr. Wright. Pretty risky accusations to make without proof. Somehow I don't think the victim will mind. But, Your Honor, Mr. Wright, do you have proof that the victim intended to kill the defendant or not? Hold on, let me save. I would say probably not right now. I don't have anything yet. Not right now. I'm not sure I do, to be perfectly honest. Judge, penalize him for his insolence. Yes, of course. What? Hey, asshole. Yeah, no. No. I'm redoing that. Of course I do. Of course I do. This proves that the victim had intent to kill. Knocked over. For guilt. Bag was empty? What? I'm gonna save here. Coffee, because there's blood on the tray for some reason. And what is this supposed to show, Mr. Wright? That the defense is doing what he does best. Wasting time, effort, and oxygen. Damn, I couldn't agree more. Penalty, Mr. Wright. Fuck you. I don't want that penalty. So it's not the coffee cup. One empty chamber. Maybe it's just the fact that he brought a gun? I have no idea. But there's also this empty bag, which I don't really know why it's there. I'm gonna say the gun, because he brought a gun. The victim's gun? Yes, Your Honor. Take a look at its cylinder. I never noticed its significance before, but now I notice something strange about the fact that this gun was fully loaded. Since Brisbane discredited the theory that the victim had killed himself, the thought struck me that he would have only needed one bullet to shoot himself. If the gun was fully loaded, it's likely that he meant to kill with it. Ah, I see. You would have only needed one bullet to shoot yourself. Why load all 6 chambers? Exactly, it doesn't make sense. Uh-oh, I know that look. Brisbane's planning something. I think this is something worth looking into. Detective Snow, would you mind repeating your testimony in case we missed anything? Okay, once more then. And I'm gonna save. Now I don't know what to do. Fallen coat stand. Snow claims it as evidence of a struggle. Sounds possible, but it would have contradicted a certain piece of evidence. What? How? I guess it could be because he died right here, away from the coat stand, and then the gun was over here for some reason. So, I'll try that. Try that. Objection! So you're saying that the stand was knocked over as a result of a struggle? I think he made that perfectly clear, yes. Gonna come up with another one of your lame contradictions? Sort of. I'm actually taking a leaf out of your book for this one. What? Let's take a look at the crime scene photo. I was thinking about what you said about the location of the gun, Brisbane. With that in mind, I'd like you to look at the location of the coat stand. It's absolutely nowhere near the location of the murder. Whoa. Oh yeah, how did I miss that? Yes, clearly the struggle couldn't have happened. Okay then, what's your explanation? He's got me there. To be honest, I'm not sure how the stand could have been knocked over. Ha. Then it appears this is a mystery for another time. I believe we have now shed some light on the circumstances surrounding the murder, as well as reveal one or two mysteries that need addressing. And guess what, Mr. Wrong? You still have a witness to cross-examine. Ah, I forgot about Brisbane's witness. I wonder who it is. What do they know? It's Grayson, definitely. You have a witness, Brisbane? He's not exactly an eyewitness. Remember, the incident happened in someone's hotel room. But he saw the defendant enter the victim's room before the murder. He what?
Judge, give me 15 minutes to prepare.
Very good, Mr. Brisbane. I could use a short break myself. Court will resume in 15 minutes. Okay, and we're gonna do this next time. We're gonna cross-examine this new witness. I'm pretty sure it's Detective Grayson. Well, fake Detective Grayson, but we're gonna do that next time.